Oh, there we go. What's up? How's everybody doing today? Oh, gee, I forgot to share it. I better share it. Let me share it real fast here. Share it on Facebook. Log in. Sorry, give me a second here. I always forget to share this, but I'm going to do it now. Oh, they'll know what it is. T.R.U.T.H. Okay. I'm going to share it in Xbox. Twitter. I'm going to share it in Twitter. Log out. Oops. Okay, there we go. And then Twitterverse. Twitter! Alright. And there it is. I think I shared it in Twitter, hopefully. Yep, it's there. Okay. Ooh, nice. Okay. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Hopefully get some people joining in live. If not, that's cool. That works. Okay, so here I be. We are dealing with the resurrection. Okay. So, I think, let me put on my readers. The light's good, right? I hope the light's good. We could do it like this too. Let's see how this looks like that. Better? I know this is kind of right there. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Oh man, I tell you. Okay, let me do this. So I believe we left off from where Jesus was riding on the donkey. And again, I see all this stuff. This is the danger. This is the danger. You're not going to like it, but I'm going to tell you this anyway. You know, take into consideration, and I know some of the stuff I share, people go, "Whoa, wait a minute." I'm not coming up with this on my own. I'm going to tell you that right now. Take into consideration when the Pharisees, who had thousands of years behind them, thousands of years behind them, no one could argue that they were the elite. No one could argue that if you use the Old Testament, they were put in charge. No one can argue that what they said was law. No one. So forever and a day, the programming that Israel received, the people, not the Pharisees, not the Zealots, not the Sadducees, not the Herodians, because they all used the Bible. You're not going to believe it, but they did. Just because they called themselves Herodians, they used the Bible. All of them did. Every single one of them used the Bible. Zealots did, the Old Testament, the Old Law. They didn't use all of it. See, because when people use the entire Bible, their stuff goes away. When people reference the entire Bible, not just part of it, all of it, then their stuff goes away. Okay? So when John comes on the scene, the Pharisees show up to his, and the Pharisees did not show up. The scribes and all those guys didn't show up to check it out. They actually, in other words, it needed validation. And without them validating it, it ain't solid. Just like today. Honestly. Just like today. I'll notice, and you can watch this yourself, but if a church brings in a different preacher, the congregation will look at the guy that's in charge of that church to see if it's okay to accept what this guy's saying. They'll kind of look over there like, is it okay? And if he says it's okay, then it's okay. If he doesn't say it's okay, then it's not okay. Scary. It's funny how we look around here when we should be looking up to see if the validation's good. Hello. Anyway, The Pharisee shows up to John's baptism, and John says, "O generation of vipers." Nobody would ever call those people that. You were ousted. You were put down. You were nothing if you called them something like that. And that's what he called them: serpents, vipers, snakes, hypocrites, things like this. This is what he called them. And of course, whoa, it's going outside the box. It's going outside what people are used to. Anyway, so everybody is expecting this Jesus like they did then. This Messiah is going to come and he's going to put us back on top. He's going to make us numero uno. He's going to put us back where we belong on top. And that's what Christians think. He's going to get me out of here. I'm not going to have to suffer with these silly sinners. Whoa, dude. That's scary. That's scary. Following the lead of the Pharisees. You know? Here, Jesus was in their midst and they don't know it. Okay? Wow. Hello. Okay, anyway, going back to this now. So here he is, and he's meek, and he's, sitting on this ass, if you will, donkey. He's not coming back on a stallion, on a white horse, triumphant and glorious, and hello, I'm here to take you back to the top of the world. No. Sad. Okay. Oh yeah, we were past that. I apologize. There you go. I recapped that a little bit. We were past he has made it den of thieves. He whipped them, he threw them out. That's another thing that was controversy. And the blind and the lame came to him in the temple, and he healed them. And when the chief priests and scribes saw the wonderful things that he did, and the children crying in the temple and saying, "Hosanna to the Son of David," they were so displeased. And they said unto him, "Hearest thou not what these say?" And Jesus said unto them, Have you never read, out of the mouth of babes and sucklings, thou hast perfected praise? And he left him and went out of the city into Bethany, and he lodged there. Now in the morning, as he returned into the city, he hungered. Okay, he was hungry. I'm going to deal with that baby part of it, that babe part of it. I remember my kids, when we would drive down the road, they'd be happy about it. I remember doing that too as a kid. Look at the cows. Could it be because I haven't seen them all the time, or because I love meat? But I would get excited over seeing cows or sheep, an animal outside of what I'm used to. And the kids, they would be in the back, and that's what they would do. They say, "Oh, look." I remember they got happy about fans. Well, they were on their way to McDonald's. We didn't let them eat there, but we would play in the play place. Wintertime, it was bad, so we had to be, and we'd take them to the play place. And they'd see the fans, and they got happy over the fans. And then I would remember one of the fans wasn't turning, and my little girl would say, "Shh, that one's sleeping." So we would have to be quiet. And we got so, I say this by God's grace, we got so wrapped up in our problems, the problems of the world, the finances we need, the answered prayers we seek, pain, all that's going around us. People forgot the simplicity of this truth here. We've forgotten it. Like a little kid that enjoys it. I mean, just using myself as an example, I'm going through hell. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm going through hell. I wake up in the morning sad. I go to bed sad. You know, yeah. I mean, I know I have a good attitude. I know I have, people say, oh, he's so always up. People even tell me at the darn where I work. One lady said I was an angel. She said it straight up. You're like an angel. You're an angel. You make me want to have a good day. You make me want to, you make me want to have a good day. Let me see here. That's what she said. Every time I use that in a good way, no. And but if they could see how I feel inside, they could see my mind. If they could see, and I'm not fronting. I'm not covering my sadness with a smile. I'm not doing that. I'm not having a good attitude, seeing the good, all that junk that they try to tell you. That's not what I'm doing. Okay? Well, it's the scriptures that cause, it's the scriptures that cause the joy that I have. It's the scriptures that do that, not me, not my attitude, not my thought process, not me controlling my emotions, none of that. But rather what the scriptures say. I'm reminded of that scripture where Jesus said, rejoice not because the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven. Come on. Not they're going to be. They are. Huh. And please, 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 don't get me wrong. Please, I'm not trying to subject or cause anyone out there. I believe everybody has a right to believe what they want, 100%. I believe that people have a right to live however they want, 100%. Okay? None of my business. None of it. I don't get me wrong now. I'm very opinionated. I am. I'll see something and my mind will work and I'll say something about it. And what business is it of mine? So by God's grace, I'm reeling that in and saying, none of my business, none of my concern, before I finish the thought. Because it is none of my business. Whatever people do in their lives, none of my business. But when I think of the scriptures that say, rejoice because your names are written in heaven, okay? So whatever I'm going through on this earth, whatever it might be, whatever it is, that scripture overrides all that. Notice how it disappeared. What do I mean by that? I'm not saying it's gone. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the scriptures are there. And because the scriptures are there, that's where I go. So, rejoice because your names are written in heaven. Come on. That right there is dealing with forever. Whatever I desire down here, whatever it might be, is temporary. My family, my marriage, my job, my habitation, my instrument. Look at this. I'm learning. Let me see. Watch. Just to give you a little rendition of it. I won't even look. And then, okay, I'll look a little bit. And then, I like it. I'm learning. like this guitar, I really do. Probably I've had 3 in my lifetime, maybe 4. I don't know. This is my 3rd one. This one I actually bought with my hard-earned money. Okay. So, and I'm telling you, I've never ever seen it this way before. I never have. I'm gonna say that right now. Never have I seen. I mean, it's kind of scary. Actually, it is scary because looking at it the way I used to look at it, I go, okay, let me give an example of myself, just me. Okay. Well, I got time for you, God. Give me a second here. I'll get to you. This is me. I'll get to you in a minute. I'm gonna go, oh yeah, this is good. This is great. All right. Oh yeah. Okay. God, here I am. All right, let's do this. Okay, we gave it enough time. All right. Back to all right, here we go. Let's that's me. That's me. The funny thing is, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Yet, I can't be shocked when I'm over here and everything I'm expecting to last forever doesn't, because it's temporary. And then over here, I'm lacking because I'm supposed to be investing in this. Again, it's not a rule. It's not. There's nothing wrong with this. But if I want this, and I do, well, now this is what God's doing, not me. So here's what's happening. Let me tell you now. So I'm at work, and while I'm at work, this is what's dominating, which is crazy. Yeah. Because I have no hope in anything. I don't. I do not. I have lost so much. I have, whatever. And so I could say I could care less. I could say that. Okay. But it's weird because again, like I can't describe it really. Well, let me use the scripture. So how did Paul say it? He said, a messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I should get exalted. And of course, people try to say it was physical blindness. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was nothing physical. But he said, I besought the Lord thrice that it might depart from me. And he said, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. And so here, I have to pull myself away from this now to go do that. Where before I had to pull myself away from this to do this. Now it's reversed. And it had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with what I went through. It had nothing to do with any of that. It's just the transitioning of, okay, well, wait a minute. This is forever. This is forever. So going back to that, rejoice because your names are written in heaven. Well, that can't be taken away. That can't be taken away. So when I think of that, it overrides any amount of money I could make on this earth. It overrides any amount of promotion I can get on this earth. Let me show you what I mean. Just to give you a little thing that God does when he sees what we're going through. And I seen it on Facebook. A guy shared this. He said, "I know my loved ones. It's sad that my love." I shouldn't say it like that. Okay, I'll take the voice away. Let me do it like this. What he shared was, why do my lost loved ones reject Christ? Well, I'm finding, and I've seen it a long time, they're really not rejecting the Jesus of the Bible. They're rejecting the Jesus that those people are trying to promote. get saved like me and you will be happy too. Then you see them in real life and they're not very happy. Come on. Let me see how much time I got. Let's have a look. See here. Okay, 20 minutes. All right. So I like the way God described Israel. When he described Israel, when they followed him in the wilderness, they were like a little kid. You know, just like when my kids, when they were small, they looked to me and I was God in their eyes. Not God, come on, I'm not, you know what I mean? Honestly, everything I did was magical to them. Everything I said, they were just enthralled by it. I was the center of their world. Both of us were the center of their world. And of course, they get older and they got to do their own thing and whatnot. And that's what happened with me. See? But just like he said, out of mouth of babes and suckling, thou hast ordained praise. Wow. Hello. Hello. And we see these people, and what are they doing? I mean, we look at what they're doing. They say, Hosanna to the Son of David. Hosanna to the Son of David. What that meant was they were, in fact, positioning him, or rather, expressing this is the Messiah. This is the promised one, the Son of David. Because couldn't have been David's son, because David had been dead a long time. Even they said it themselves. The patriarch David, his tomb is with us. His tomb is here. And the generations that passed from David to Jesus are so many generations. But they're referencing him right then and there. Hosanna to the Son of David. You see? Come on. Okay. Because they don't know anything. And that's the best. I'm going to tell you right now, it's so much better when you don't know anything. Don't feel bad when you don't know anything. It's better that way. It's so much better when you don't know what you're doing. Serious. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. When you have no idea what you're doing, I'll even put it in worldly terms. If you worked at a certain job, and let's say that you had that job for a while, then another company comes and says, you're pretty good at what you do, and we want you over here. We'll pay you more. Well, you say, well, heck, I'll go over there. So you head over there and you join their team. If you try to institute what you learned over here into this, it ain't going to work. You basically got to let all that go, meaning as you go, I don't know. Then you got to learn what they teach you. So I don't know isn't really that bad. Okay? I'll prove it. Watch this. I'll prove it. Let's look at okay. 1 Corinthians 2, verse 1. And I, brethren, when I came to you, came not with excellency of speech or of wisdom, declaring unto you the testimony of God. Okay, the testimony of God. What is the testimony of God? Hello. Testimony of God is not what God did for you. I'm going to clarify that for you right now. The testimony of God is not what God did for you. Because when God does something for you, you won't have to say anything about what God did for you. What God did for you will speak for itself. I'm going to clarify the testimony of God. Here's the testimony of God. Matthew, same book, chapter 3, or excuse me, chapter 3, verse 16. 3:16. Almost like John 3:16, but Matthew 3:16. And Jesus, when he was baptized, went up straightway out of the water. And lo, the heavens were opened unto him, and he saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove and lightning upon him. And lo, a voice from heaven, not a voice from this earth, not a voice from a certain arena, not a voice from a White House, not a voice from a church, not a voice from a denomination, not a voice from a gender, not a voice from a age, not a voice from a certain amount of money. No, a voice from heaven. Lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. A voice from heaven, every good and every perfect gift cometh from above, saying, now here's what the voice said. We know who the voice is, God. This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Come on. People are waiting for that day for God to say, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Well, let me tell you something, folks. When we hear this, I am well pleased, without faith, it is impossible to please God. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. We have that faith. God's already pleased today, not down the road. You don't hold your hat in your hand and hope you get in. Okay. So there's the testimony of God. God testified that Jesus is his son, period. All right. 2, verse 2, 1 Corinthians chapter 2:2. For I determined not to know anything among you. I made myself, if you will, got this in me, not to know anything among you, save what? Jesus Christ and him crucified. And I was with you in weakness and in fear and in much trembling. Read that again. I was with you in weakness. How many people preach against weakness? He says, I was in that weakness. Remember? For when I am weak, then am I. Come on. And I found that. I'll deal with it later. And in much trembling, in weakness, in fear. How many people preach against fear? Well, the fear of God. Hello. And in much trembling, you that tremble at his word. You believe there is one God, you do well. The devils also believe and tremble. And as he left them, he went, As he left them, As he left them, he went out of the city into Bethany, and he lodged there. Now, in the morning, as he returned into the city, he was hungry. He got hungry. I just ate right now. Trying to lose a little bit of poundage around the waist. I bought these really nice pants, and I'm trying to fit them. So I am actually forcing myself. I'm actually disciplining myself, and I'm on a fast too. So I got used to eating so much. Thank God. I think I lost weight. I don't know. I didn't have scale, so I couldn't tell. My scale right now tells me I'm at 232. I'm trying to get down to 210, 215. So I got to ride my bike. I've got to not eat as much. So today I'm probably just going to eat one meal, maybe a snack tonight. And it's hard. I ain't going to lie. It's hard. But anything's hard that's worth anything, I found out. Okay. And when he saw a fig tree in the way, he came to it and found nothing thereon but leaves only. And okay, now I'll share this with you. If I shared it before, I apologize, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have to. Okay. So I've heard many arguments of what kind of fruit it was that was in the garden that they ate. So I asked God. I said, "Okay, God, what was the fruit they ate of that was in the garden?" And God told me a fig tree. I was like, "Whoa, huh, okay." Well, keep in mind what they cover themselves with: fig leaves. You know, you can imagine if somebody's naked in a room and somebody walks in. What do? They grab the first thing to cover themselves. First thing that they're able to grab. Well, where's Adam and Eve when they hear God's voice? By the fig tree. So here comes Jesus. And I know because my wife said this, and I felt the same way at one time. I did. But here's what she said. Well, why would he? Because look what it says here, and it makes sense. It says, and when he saw the fig tree in the way, he came to it and found nothing thereon, but leaves only, and said unto it, let no, let no. Oh no, I got to share this with you before I do that. I'll go to that in a minute. Let's go to Mark 11:11. So I'm there, and I'm asking God about this. So then let's look at 11. Let's look at 12. So I'm okay. I'm in the bathroom. I'm using the bathroom, sitting on the toilet, and I read my Bible when I sit on the toilet. I do. I do. I could read a lot of things, but I'd rather read the Bible. So I'm in this toilet and I'm reading the Bible, and I come across this. It says here, and on the morrow when he was come from Bethany, he was hungry. And he seeing a fig tree afar off having leaves, he came happily if I might find anything thereon. When he came to it, he found nothing but leaves, for the times of figs was not yet. And Jesus answered and said unto it, no man eat fruit of thee hereafter forever. Well, it had nothing to do with figs in that respect, because obviously there's other fig trees around. So, but as he centered on this tree, as he looked unto this tree represented the tree that was in the garden. And the disciples heard it. And let's jump to verse 20. And in the morning, as they passed by, he saw the fig tree. They saw the fig tree dried up from the roots. And Peter, calling to remembrance, saith unto him, Master, behold, the fig tree which thou cursedest is withered away. This is, if you will, what Jesus was talking to when he talked to show us today. That's the tree that's in the garden. That tree is now gone. He dried it up. He destroyed it. That's what that was symbolizing. Okay. And when the disciples saw it, they marveled, saying, how soon is the fig tree withered away? So Jesus goes into this. He says, Jesus answered and said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, if you have faith and doubt not. If you have faith and doubt not. Now, what, and this is the danger of it. This is what the danger. I'm gonna end here pretty soon, because I know I do half an hour, and I don't want to go too far into this. Okay, we'll go probably 10 more minutes. 3:40 or 34 minutes. 30. Yeah, 34 minutes. Well, look at that. It really gets big. 34 minutes. Okay. If you have faith, what was I going here for? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And doubt not, you shall not only do that which is done to this fig tree, but also if you say unto this mountain, be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea, it shall be done. Hello. 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 It shall be done. That's powerful. That's powerful. What can we say about that? Okay, and I know, we've been let down so many times. We've been, we've heard the same old story. There's been many so-called prophet, man of God, pastors, evangelists, what have you. Oh, I gotta plug my thing in. Give me a second here, please. I gotta plug it in. It's dying. I don't want it. I guess with the video and stuff, it kind of does that. Okay, it's plugged in now, so it's good. Anyway, um, and we tried. We tried, and of course, it becomes to where it gets. Oh, okay. Anyway, we could do that. Let me see where we're at now. Oh yeah, 37. Okay. Oh yeah, this is the part I like. In all things, whatsoever you shall ask in prayer, in all things, whatsoever you shall ask in prayer, believing, you shall receive. Hello. That's powerful. Very, very powerful. That's what he tells us. That's what he tells us. And that's the promise that God gives to us. Like I said, I know, we've been through so much, you know. Anyway, thanks for listening. I'm going to go into it some more here. I'm glad to share again. I got to go to work tonight at 6:30. Yeah, I got to go to work. Oh, my job's panning out a little bit better now. Glad for that. I'm going to give me another pair of glasses. These ones are kind of wicked out for a little bit. Anyway, thanks for listening. Appreciate it so much. God bless. We'll get to it again some other time soon. And